Do you know the difference between a rule and a regulation?
No. Just that they're both trying to control me.
Yeah, not off the top of my head.
I believe so.
Okay, so I'm not sure if I know the difference. I would say a rule is more like individuals make rules, and then what was the second one?
Regulation.
Regulations, I would say, are more like set in stones, maybe. That's my guess. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's true or not.
I believe a rule is something that's not a legal law, where a regulation or a law would be legally enforceable.
Not necessarily. I feel like a regulation is more borderline, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question.
Are you the kind of person that follows rules and regulations?
Not all of them, and not all of the time.
Only if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, in the gym at least. Outside the gym, maybe not necessarily.
If they're disrespecting me, then no, because I put out respect. So I stay within a respectful guideline of my own.
I would say yes, I do follow rules. I've always kind of been a rule follower.
Depends. Most of the time.
Not necessarily. It depends on what they are, what they pertain to, and how really stupid they might be.
I'd say it depends on what the rule was. You know, sometimes there are rules that are a little excessive and it's almost like a control thing. So when it's something like that where I feel like it's unnecessary, then maybe I might bend it a little bit, but it really depends on what the rule is.
As we know, rules are meant to be broken, and I break them on occasion. But it depends on the situation.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like you would go against the rule just to be an asshole.
No, I would never do that.
Okay,
but never do that.
Never do that. Okay, but if you questioned the rule, and
Like wearing masks for me, that was something that was literally controlling my free will to breathe oxygen. That I'm not going to follow.
I would say I think it depends on the rule. Like if it's silly, sure, I would question it.
Some I feel maybe make some sense, and people don't have the whereabouts mentally to use common sense, so they need the rules to give them a little instruction and direction in their life. So I would say no.
how do you feel about the pronouns?
I don't follow that rule either.
They call
Excuse me, sir. I'm really sorry to bother you. I know you're working really hard. It's very impressive, by the way. Unfortunately, sometimes grunting and dropping weights can be perceived as intimidating to some of the other folks around. If it's at all possible to just lower those a little slower that next time, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, so now I want to talk to you about. Okay, so
Slamming the race, the lunk alarm.
yeah, the lunk alarm, and you know you can't talk on the phone. I couldn't do it.
What?
I'm so sorry to interrupt your phone. I know, I really apologize. I hate to interrupt people's phone calls. We just have a no cell phone policy on the gym floor.
Wait. Sandy, can you hold on? Okay.
I'm really sorry about that. Do you mind taking the phone call right over here? That's where we advocate everybody take their phone calls.
Okay.
Just as a member-to-member courtesy.
I do remember that. There would be like signs everywhere saying, don't answer your phone.
Right, and then no lunk. So if we were in Planet Fitness right now, the alarm
Lunk would be going off for sure, yeah.
So did you leave Planet Fitness because of the rules?
I left Planet Fitness, honestly, because of the lighting.
Social media, okay? So there's a lot of rules and regulations, not necessarily regulation, but rules on social media.
Right.
When you join groups or pages.
Right.
And you want to be a part of that group. So a friend of mine was a part of a cat group. And she posted a photo of a cat in a little box. And she was actually removed from the group because she said they told her she was cat shaming on the body of the cat because the cat was chubby.
Well, that's ridiculous, right? I mean, people need to have problems, I think, to feel important sometimes. You know what I mean? But no, I don't follow those.
I personally think it's been happening even before social media. You know, before social media it was the news, and the people that controlled the news got to control what was put out there. And before the news, it was radio stations, and they got to control what was put out there. So, I mean, I think it just comes with technology. As technology grows, and one way or another, there's going to be some form of restricting your voice.
Freedom of speech, I mean, that's my birthright, to speak and express myself. It's my birthright. It has nothing to do with the government or social media rules.
So you are monetized on TikTok.
I am monetized on TikTok.
You're a big TikToker. Okay. Now on TikTok, what do you do? I mean, what's your...
It's a lot of like satire content about like funny, relatable married life. And it's basically lifestyle, some wellness in there, some workouts in there. But it's basically like funny satire content with my husband.
On TikTok?
On TikTok, yeah.
Okay, now are there rules on TikTok?
There are rules. Language, I think, can be banned, like sexual language has been banned. I've had a couple videos being taken down, but they're not like super extreme rules. Like it would be hard to break one of the rules, I think.
And they want to control society as a whole and suppress information. But that's all going to crumble on itself, so I don't even participate in it. I just find another way to express myself. I don't participate because fighting against it keeps it stronger.
As far as disregarding rules go, the community we live in has their set of rules. And apparently, if you disregard those rules, you can be issued a 1430 eviction notice. They make up their own rules here. And in this case, they made up their own circumstances where the rules were broken. They created a 1430 for me and one of the neighbors. It was a clever plan, I have to say. They put their IQs together and took their genius and created two identical 1430s, one for me and one for the other neighbor, with the same rules that were broken in it. And they were falsified rules. They were made up rules. So not only do they make the rules, but then they also fabricate the circumstances by which you are accused of breaking the rules. In this case, none of these rules were broken by me or Shelley, either one of us. Yet we received a notification of potential eviction, actually certified mail, so it made it official.
Yeah. How do you feel about rules in like when you go up to parties here in Holiday Village and they don't let you have a cocktail anymore?
I didn't know that.
I feel like going up there with a bottle and drinking.
I'm an adult, okay? I'm not a 2-year-old, and that's kind of what I feel like sometimes. I think elderly people, and I'm not saying that I don't feel particularly elderly, but older people, whatever, people in general, I mean, you know, they're treated in a condescending manner to me. And I think particularly elderly people are or can be.
It's unfortunate, but probably happened is a couple of them were out of control and they kill it for everybody else.
I'm a responsible individual, and for somebody to dictate to me that if I wanted to have a beer and I cannot have a beer there, then I'll just stay comfortably relaxed at home and have my beer at home.
They can push all the rules I want. I'll follow what I want and what I don't want.
You can only have dogs under 30 pounds in here. And that's why I got Caleb, little guy, because I was obeying the rules at the time. Then I saw, oh, everybody else got big dog.
You see a dog that doesn't seem to fit the criteria in the rules, and so you ask a question, you take it to the office, and you want to know, how can this dog be here? You're told to mind your own business. It's none of your concern. It might be a really big, nasty, snarly dog. And now I gotta mind my own business and feel all comfortable about walking around on the streets here.
So why have it if you're not going to enforce it?
Do you feel like rules are pushed on you, or is it just like, you know what, fuck you and your rules? I
No,
don't.
I think it's more of a fuck you, honestly.
Really?
It's like not so set in stone, like we believe that a rule's not the law, that we can say, you know, like, yeah, that's your opinion, this is mine, like I don't have to follow it.
Maybe you don't have to adhere to them. I mean, they're man-made, somebody thought the shit up, and now they expect everybody to follow. And sorry, but I'm just not a 100% follower. So I guess I would say that I probably disregard some of the rules.
I always thought like the YOLO, I feel like that was very popular with my growing up, like in high school, everyone was like, YOLO, you only live once. And I was like, okay, you do only live once, but like, you gotta be careful with the one life you have. Like, you can't be careless, I guess. And I feel like my generation was very, so much of like YOLO, like you can do whatever. Like, I guess it's more of a millennial mindset of like, nothing really matters, like we can do anything, but at some point you kind of have to have a plan. And
So I focus like, what's the solution? How can I express myself elsewhere? And then I go that route instead of fighting against something that, you know, resistance makes stronger. So,
Yeah,
like
good
that.
point. Good.
Okay.
I think the people, if anything, the people could change it. You know, it's all about unity. So I think the only way to get change is to come together.
Now, did you know that one of the rules in here is you can't honk your horn?
Now that's stupid.